what is the role of men? This is just keep going from last time.
Okay.
What is the role of men in children
Okay. All right.
having? Not the act of making it, but when they're already
There.
done.
All right. So, so weirdly stated. All right. So, continuing from last time where we were in Ephesians 5 at the end of the episode.
Talking about men and wives.
Correct. And so now just moving to the next chapter, Ephesians 6.
Okay.
We'll begin in verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, because that is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you and that you may have a long life in the land.
What's the promise?
So the promise is that if you honor your father and mother, that you will have long life.
Oh.
Yeah. And you'll be blessed. So that's the promise that's attached there. So like if you're reading through the 10 Commandments in Exodus, that command has a promise attached to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do any of the other ones have it?
Mm-mm.
So it's the only
It's the only
commandment with a
command.
process.
It's the only command
Promise.
of the 10 Commandments that have a promise attached
Okay.
to it. Yeah. Obviously, if you keep reading, like for example, if you go to Deuteronomy, you're reading through all those commands. There's a lot of blessings attached,
okay,
promises attached to those. But all right,
but those don't matter anymore.
All right. All right. No time to go down that rabbit hole. All right.
Okay.
Verse 4.
Yep.
Fathers, don't stir up anger in your children, but bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord.
Why is that first part? Is that a huge thing?
You know, don't stir up anger in your children.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of gives an idea of like, well, how would we stir up anger in our children?
I don't know.
Yeah. So I think one of the things,
Shooting them with Nerf guns or something?
well, I think it's, yeah, I mean, I think obviously we can annoy them to that point, but I think really what it's
Leave
talking,
Legos on the floor in their room?
no, it's the Legos that's in their room that is the problem for
Yeah,
us.
okay, yeah.
Oh man, I stepped on a Lego in my daughter's room the other day. I thought my whole foot was gone.
Yeah.
Like, God, it hurt. Anyway, fathers, don't stir up anger in your children. I think this has much more to do because of what it's kind of talking about, the idea of honoring father and mother, all that kind of stuff. I think it's getting into the idea of, so fathers, don't be like overly harsh
Okay.
with your children, but bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. In other words, there's a huge difference of like getting onto our kids. Like there's like the one approach of if I just scream at my kid, tell them not to do that somehow that's just going to take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the idea of bringing them up in the training and instruction of the Lord is not that we're not firm, not that we don't have times where we're very firm with our children, but then we're also wanting to teach them the why behind the things. Teach them the why of the Lord. Teach them why we're telling them not to do this or to go and do this. And so, because at the end of the day, we're really wanting to shepherd their hearts. We're wanting to be able to, not just like dogmatically hammer in, do this, don't do that. Really what we're wanting to do is bend their heart or cause their heart to bend toward the Lord. By just sharing the teachings of the Lord, the instructions of the Lord. And again, not that we don't have times where we're firm with them, not that we don't spank them and discipline them, all of those things.
That's a whole thing.
That is, oh man, we should do like an episode on that.
Just spanking?
Well, maybe, or how to disciplining kids and stuff.
Okay.
Because I think, but because there's a lot of opinions on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Some people are like anti-spanking, like don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not in that camp. I think there's plenty of appropriate times to do that with our children.
Okay, well, you said that, so.
Anyways, so, but even in that, we do it in love, right? You don't just swat them with anger, right? Mm-hmm. So, and you get the whole lot.
Because that makes sense.
Well, hey.
I was spanked.
Don't spare the rod.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay.
Yeah, you were spanked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not good.
No,
No.
I was spanked at school
Oh, wow.
by Baptist
Oh, wow.
principals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but in fairness, like even when I was in elementary school, like even in public school at that point in time, principals still spanked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like our principal had like paddles on the wall.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he just
So
grabbed
did mine.
he just grabbed one.
With holes in them
Bingo. Yep.
so that they could be more aerodynamic
Yeah, when he pulled the one off the wall,
and leave polka dots.
right?
on you.
When he pulled the one off the wall that had the holes in it,
Yeah.
you knew you were screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the ones with bits of glass stuck in them.
What?
Yeah, those were the worst.
That's not
Yeah,
that's not okay, Nate.
And rusty nails.
Where in the world did you go to school?
Florida. I'm just kidding.
I hope so. There weren't shards of glass
Yeah.
and rusted nails.
No, it wasn't rusted nails. It was rusty fish hooks sticking sticking out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, just kidding. But they did have holes in it, though.
Oh yeah, holes were definitely
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
It's
makes perfect
it's-
sense.
It's unheard of now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, parents are afraid to spank their kids, much less a principal spanking your child in a public school.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It should happen, probably.
I don't know.
I've got thoughts on this, but
Yeah. I don't like the idea of strange people touching my kid's butt. Seems kind of weird.
Okay, that's a whole nother area, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
What if he likes it too much?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's gonna be
Not the
part
kid,
of
the
it.
principal. Jeez. Wow. How come your mind went to the worst place this time? That's not supposed to happen. Oh, God.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
Sorry. I don't know.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the kid's like, do it again. You call that a spanking? Oh, Joseph.
Oh. Sorry. Sorry.
Jeez.
Oh Lord, I can't breathe. Okay. Oh, but I will still say that discipline is needed, and maybe we can do like a whole discussion on discipline.
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 Okay.
What discipline looks like.
Biblical discipline.
Biblical discipline.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And what that looks like. So I do think there's a role for it. Role in there.
Is there a lot of how parents deal with their children in the Bible?
I mean, yeah, there's definitely, yeah, like especially when you get in the Proverbs.
Okay.
And so like you got Proverbs, you got like
Beyond the part where God told the guy to stab his kid?
huh? Yes, beyond
Okay.
that part.
Okay.
You're talking
That's
about
the only part I can think of.
you're talking about like when God told Abraham to
Yeah.
go sacrifice Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah, beyond there.
Mhm.
Yes, we have a lot more to say about it.
All right.
Yes. And we could go to Hebrews chapter 12 and so
Okay.
about how the Lord disciplines da. So yeah.
Well, I don't know if we covered that, but
Right.
I'll find out later, I guess.
We'll end this question with this then. I think that for me, when I look at scripture and talk about, like raising our kids with the instruction of the Lord, those kind of things. I think for dads, spending time with their kids.
Okay.
So investing that time, being intentional to share with the kids about the things of the Lord, talking about what God's doing in your life, talking about what you've learned about the Lord with Christ, making all that conversation part normal with our kids is a huge thing.
Okay.
Love our kids. And, the same way we talked about earlier in the last episode of husbands loving their wives by putting their wives' interest above their own. I would say the same thing. We do that with our kids, so we're investing the time, we're investing in them. We are, loving them the best we know how. We're, teaching them the word. And I think that's, and we're disciplining them when necessary. Right. And we do those 5 things. And I think we are moving along a really biblical pattern of what it looks like to be fathers to our kids.